What we're going to talk about now is testimonials. And guys, I'm a big believer in how do you get promoted? How do you get a raise? How do you get cool, interesting projects? How do you get more respected? They all come down to visibility. Being able to show that you guys are rock stars because you're investing time in learning. You're here today and learning new stuff, and you can bring back that to your company. Here's right now, I'm going to share with you testimonials and how this can kind of level up that exposure. Now, we don't want any of our clients leaving where you're at. We love you guys where you are, but some clients, it's time to make a move. And if so, having positive exposure in the industry cannot hurt you. So I'm going to share with you some ideas on how you guys can share your story. Oops, I'm not sure why that slide's in there. Sorry about that. So first, the opportunity to give a testimonial can be done with Lodestar, which we would love, and it can be done with IBM. IBM, I'm just going to be honest with you, could give you tremendous visibility. So the idea here is that IBM reached out to us recently and said, hey, Heather, do you have any clients that would share their story and celebrate what you've learned in various ways? Now, IBM has lots of ways that you guys can share your story. So I'm going to share that with you today. The other benefit of doing a testimonial is that you get instant credibility as an authority. Now, I believe that this helps you internally as well as externally. Some of you want to do more speaking at like an IBM Think event. This is what helps you get that. The other thing that this allows you to do is it will help you get better discounts when you need more software from IBM. Yes, they actually look at that. There's a little box. Is the client willing to do, some marketing events? So IBM has this program. They call it their advocacy options. And so basically it's your opportunity to shine, tell your story. Now, some of you are like, Heather, our story is not that impressive. It doesn't matter. Your story is what every other client that is further behind where you are is going through. So let's say you've upgraded from 10.2 to planning analytics, and you learned some lessons along the way, didn't you? I like how Josh was laughing earlier about some of the performance modeler, right? Like those are great stories that someone needs to hear. So every one of you has a great story. IBM is looking for clients that will do both internal and external advocacy work. The external options are like your customer story, telling about your journey, a more in-depth look on maybe what you were able to deliver, lessons learned. Now, another way to do it is a field notes story, which is more like a blog style or just an AI journey. AI to IBM encompasses planning analytics, Cognos, as well as AI. And telling your story at a high level from the IBM team. Now, ultimately, they'd love you to be a speaker at an event. What's great right now is that a lot of them are virtual. So if you're interested in telling your story at an event, IBM is looking for that. We can help you submit those. A lot of times you guys will see emails from us saying, hey, they're call for speakers. If you guys are interested, let us know. We'll help you actually submit great topics, because some of it's in how you write the topics to get that speaking slot. Now, they also have internal options, which are more like a peer-to-peer call. So maybe if you're in food distribution, they might have somebody that is in distribution of another nature, not competitive, and they want to have a call with you to talk about what you've done. Reference in a proposal or participation in like a Gartner analyst study. And I think they were giving gift cards for that, which I don't know. Is that a bribe? I don't know. But so these are some of the options. We can help connect you to the right people to get you guys this great exposure. Now you're probably thinking, Heather, how long is this going to take? Well, here's the cool thing is it does not take much of your time. In fact, IBM will help. They'll have a call with you. It takes about an hour. They'll ask you a bunch of questions, and then they're going to go off and they're going to write it. They're going to come back to you. They're going to say, is this the story? Does this sound like it is? And you can modify it. What they're looking for is people like you, planning analytics with Watson, they call it. It's just planning analytics stories, as well as Cognos analytics, controller. There also love stories where maybe you've expanded it. So maybe you bought it for budgeting, but now you're doing some HR planning, or maybe you're doing some modeling on acquisitions. We have a couple clients that are starting to do that. If you missed our session, I think it was in the last one, but we had a session that talks about where you can take planning analytics, like some other avenues. You guys own it, but you could get more uses out of planning analytics in things like HR, marketing, even in inventory, kind of managing some levels. As we said, acquisition seems to be a big activity area right now for a lot of our clients. And so modeling kind of whether that the economies of scale for that acquisition could be something you could do. So if those are stories that you have or want to have, let us know. We'll help you out. They're looking for people in a wide range of industries, geographic areas. They just want the stories. So what I said is the requirement commitment, super easy. Basically an hour interview to understand your story. They'll write them up. Nothing's published until you approve them. So if you have to go internally, some of you have to go to legal to have them reviewed, that can happen. But this can get your organization to look like a real leader in leveraging data and analytics. So think about it. Sorry, I'm about to go into a coughing fit, but it's a great opportunity for you. Now, the benefits to you are enhance your status in the industry, being known as a thought leader. You can get on stages that way if you're interested in that. Grow your professional and social networks by interacting with peers, analysts, industry experts. Guys, I always say I'm never the smartest person in the room. I have a really broad network. And how I have that is by doing stuff like this, helping people with stories or recommendations and so forth. So it does, I call it the boomerang effect, help other people. It pays it back tenfold. It can gain your corporation some great visibility. Some of you want to kind of grow your footprint. You want more customers. This can give you really positive exposure. And I always like the one, it gets you the best deals on licensing. So know that too. The second option, that's IBM stuff. We would love you guys to do a testimonial for us. If you love working with us, you love our user groups. It's super easy. You can do it by Zoom or by your cell phone. Here's what you do. Take your phone, just like this. You put it on camera. You go to video. You turn it sideways. Oops, gotta make sure you're taking a picture of you, not the dog. And you go, hey, and I supply you a list of questions. You read the questions. You know, what we learned from implementing planning analytics was blah, 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 blah. And then you read the next question. We will then take that video, edit it, so it has cool transitions. If you screw up, you just reread it. Super easy to do. So if you guys will be willing to help us out with that, we'll use them on our website and some marketing materials. Again, gives you great exposure. So please think about that. So we appreciate all your support. We'd love you guys to get some great positive exposure. So simply email me or text me or call me, and we can coordinate with you how you can get a testimonial about what you're doing. And I got to tell you guys, you want some good internal exposure, do this. We've had a number of our clients do this over the years, and it's amazing how executives are like, oh, whoa, I saw, so-and-so on this video. So think about it.